when writing to us. We are very sensitive. I know it doesn't appear that way, but behind the scenes, we're all mushy. That's it for us today. Thanks for watching The Factor. Please listen to Radio Factor. Check out BillO'Reilly.com, where we have big discounts on hats. So if you're looking for a summer hat, keep the sun out of your eyes, check it out. Hannity Colmes is next. He'll have former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. I am Bill O'Reilly. We do hope to see you again next time. And remember, the spin stops right here, because we're looking out for you.
2 weeks of heavy fighting continued today in the Middle East. Israeli warplanes struck in the heart of Beirut, where large explosions were seen on the skyline. Meanwhile, a senior Hezbollah leader said today that he was surprised at how strongly the Israelis responded to the kidnapping of their soldiers. And Israeli Defense Forces have confirmed to Fox News tonight that they have killed a senior member of Hezbollah's leadership named Abu Jafar, who was the head of the central area for Hezbollah in Lebanon. And there's also a late-breaking development tonight. An Israeli bomb has killed 2 United Nations peacekeepers at a border outpost. Now, 2 other peacekeepers are also feared dead, and just a short time ago, the UN Secretary General Kofi Annan said that the attack was, quote unquote, apparently deliberate, and he demanded that Israel investigate. Now, Israel's ambassador has denied that the outpost was hit intentionally. He expressed regret for the incident. Our own Shepard Smith, he's reporting tonight with the very latest in these details. Shep?
Sean, at very least, an enormous and horrible accident on the part of the Israelis, and to hear it from the Secretary General of the United Nations, a potentially deliberate strike on that UN post. That post has been there for more than 2 decades. The thought that it could have been a mistake, to hear it at least from the UN, unthinkable. Tonight, an investigation underway. The Israelis have said, however it happened, they are sorry. As you mentioned, 2 dead and 2 more feared dead. I could say more, but the Israeli censorship rules are in place, as Fox reports tonight. Potentially explosive accusations and explosive warnings tonight from the head of Hezbollah. Hassan Nasrallah has said tonight here in Lebanon that, in fact, he now plans to move this conflict into the next stage, the stage beyond Haifa. Nasrallah saying that now his guerrilla warriors will, in fact, fire their rockets farther than the city of Haifa, certainly farther than have ever been fired before. Implicit in all of this is the possibility that Tel Aviv might become a strike. We know and have known for some time, at least it's widely believed, that Hezbollah does in fact have the weapons to potentially hit Haifa. And whether they will actually do so remains to be seen. But our Mideast bureau chief here for Fox News, who has covered this area and was once in the Israeli military, says Hassan Nasrallah is to be taken at his word, for in recent days, weeks, months, even years, he has delivered on his threats and promises. Whether Tel Aviv might be in the targets, unclear, as Fox reports tonight. Israel has moved its offensive along the border. It's attempting to establish a security zone, a sort of red line under which no one can cross. We know they've taken the center of the country, and as you mentioned, the head of Hezbollah for the central division there along the border has now been killed, according to Israeli forces. And Fox News has learned that troops are massing at least to take more of that border. Again, we could be more specific, but Israeli censorship rules are in place for obvious reasons. Today, rockets from Hezbollah hit a number of different towns. More than 70 rockets hit, including in a town down by the Sea of Galilee, where a young Arab girl was killed. The rocket screamed toward her home early in the day. By custom, by nightfall, the funeral. It's 7 o'clock in the Arab village where the young girl was killed. Her body is inside and her family next to them. And outside, across this village, outside the mosque, people who knew her and know this family line up to pay their respects. This is not an unusual scene in Arab villages when someone has died. Particularly difficult here, though. A young girl everybody knew, was in a good school, in a good place, in a good time, and suddenly in the middle of this conflict, all of them have come out to remember what happened as a Katyusha rocket struck her home.
It's so difficult, so difficult.
Z. Salome, like so many here, is disheartened by the conflict, saddened by the teenager's death.
It's a good family. It's a nice family. All the people in the village like this family.
Outside the mosque, only men, even her mother not permitted to pay respects. All here felt the explosions.
We hear the bombs. It was so much afraid, everybody here, and it was a couple of minutes. All the villages have been so quiet. Nobody knows what's happened.
From the spot where the young girl died, you can see the mosque just down the hill on a beautiful sunset this Tuesday evening. The Sea of Galilee in the distance there, and a largely deserted village. Some remain behind, but so many have left because of the danger of the rockets. Those who haven't, in many cases, are watching out their homes as the service takes place at the bottom of the hill. Just over here is where it happened. The Katyusha rocket came from Lebanon, 100 pounds, crashed right through the roof here and straight down into the young girl's bedroom. The young girl buried tonight just after sunset along the Sea of Galilee. At the same time, Israeli forces say they're controlling more of the border. They expect to have a security zone, according to Fox News sources here in the region, within the next week to 10 days. Their hope is then for a sort of de facto ceasefire. Nothing put into writing, but if the Katyusha rockets are far enough away they can't hit the north, Israel would be able, in theory at least, to stop firing. Then an interim force potentially to come in and hold that area until an international peacekeeping and strength force could come in, armed and ready to hold that area. The hope around here is that the French may be involved, the Germans may be involved, that some friendly Muslim nations be involved as well. Jordan, Saudi Arabia, which pledged $100 million today to Lebanon for rebuilding that country's decimated infrastructure. So all of that down the road and possibilities. In the interim, though, there is no peace, there is no control of the border, and at this moment in the north of Israel, Sean and Alan, war rages.
Hey, Shep, obviously a deepening of the conflict. If Hezbollah is threatening to shoot these missiles further into Israel, the Israeli foreign minister saying earlier today there can no longer be a Hezbollah. So things obviously not getting resolved. I would anticipate, Shep, there's going to be a lot of fallout for the specific comments of Kofi Annan that this was apparently deliberate. Is there any response yet to that comment?
Well, the Israelis have said, we apologize for what happened. They are investigating as requested by Kofi Annan. But Sean, just as an observer, it's hard to imagine what Israel thinks it might have accomplished by attacking a UN post which has been up on that hill for more than 20 years. I mean, what is the upside for such a thing, for killing 4 peacekeepers? It's hard to wrap your hands around why it might have been deliberate. And further, Sean, it's hard to imagine why Kofi Annan might make such statements. What does he base like that on?
Yeah, that's a good point.
The accusation here is one of a war crime beyond dimensions that we've seen. So we'll see how this investigation
Hey, Shep,
washes out.
with certain taking of villages you've reported on, and I guess they're doing it on a village-by-village case, which would be a de facto ceasefire, wouldn't it, at a certain point?
Well, that's the idea. The idea, they've taken this sliver in the middle. Sean mentioned a little while ago that they killed, according to Israeli forces, the leader of this small section. You see the border there across the top. The center section of that border between the green and the yellow there, the man who was in charge of all of that has been killed, according to Israeli forces. Now, he's not a huge player here, but according to them, he's been killed. What they have to do is control the rest of the border. Fox News has information and video on the ground to suggest what the next moves may be and the area of the border which they'll capture next. Our sources tell us that they'll be able to have that border within the next week or so. We'll see.
All right, Shep Smith reporting tonight. Thank you for being with us, Shep. Coming up next, we're going to show you what would happen if, in fact, Iran launches a nuclear attack against Israel. Then our military experts will tell us what the Israeli military will do next. Also, Fox's Bill Hemmer, he'll have a live report tonight in the zone between Israel and Lebanon. And then we'll be joined tonight by former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak. He says Hezbollah will never, ever be totally defeated. Plus, tonight coming up, a court ordered the 16-year-old patient to report to a hospital today to receive chemotherapy against his will. Did he go and obey that court order? We'll have an update.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Harris Faulkner. President Bush assuring Iraq's prime minister America will not abandon his people. Prime Minister Nouri al-Maliki met with the president at the White House today. Mr. Bush saying more U.S. military police will be moving into Baghdad to help control sectarian violence there. An estimated 100 people are being killed every day in the Iraqi capital. The Senate passing a bill making it a crime to take a pregnant girl across state lines for an abortion without her parents' knowledge. The House already has passed its own version, and there are big differences between the two measures. Negotiators now must work out their discrepancies. Oklahoma voters went to the polls today to vote their party's nominee for governor and other key races. The Associated Press now saying incumbent Democratic Governor Brad Henry has won his primary. Republican Congressman Ernest Istook reportedly leading the race to get his